I'm sorry to have to tell you guys this, but there might be another school shooting on the way. Now, before you call the police on me for saying this, listen to what I mean. According to Everytown report, there have been 17 school shootings already in 2018 alone, and 290 shootings since 2013. And that is hundreds of schools, including K-12 schools and even colleges. And the best we have to solve all of this is metal detectors. Really? Now, what makes us think that these shooters won't just wait on the street and shoot the students out there on the streets if they can't get in with their guns? We are completely missing the real issue here. And if we don't solve that real issue, these numbers are only gonna get worse. And our schools are only gonna get less and less safe. You know what the real problem is? According to an article released by BBC News, children between 5 and 16 spend an average of 6.5 to 7 hours a day in front of the screen. That's over 100 days a year. When including video games and the many new portable devices that we have, these numbers increase drastically. Yet, as alarming as this might sound, that's nothing compared to what you're about to hear. What these young people are exposed to while in front of the screens is the real shock. According to the American Academy of Family Physicians, 91% of the movies on television contain extreme violence, even the PG-13. Video games offer players the opportunity to be virtual perpetrators by assuming the roles of aggressors and even soldiers. And these interactive games even reward players for successful violent behavior that the player chooses to do. An average American youth will witness 200,000 violent acts on television before they turn 18. And this is really what scares me. Get this, studies analyzing the content of popular cartoons noted that they contain 20 to 25 violent acts per hour, which is about 6 times as many as primetime programs. So that means 46% of violence on television happens in cartoons. And in this context, these programs are more likely to juxtapose violence with humor and are less likely to show the long-term consequences of violence, which makes it seem harmless, right? Well, not at all. In fact, over 2,000 scientific papers, studies, and reviews demonstrate the various effects that exposure to media violence can have on children and adolescents. And these include increase in aggressive behavior, becoming desensitized to violence, bullying, fear, depression, nightmares, and sleep disturbance. Some studies even found that the strength of association between these to be nearly as strong as the association between cigarette smoking and lung cancer. So you tell me, who are we fooling? Can you look me in the eyes after hearing all this? And unless you say that metal detectors are going to solve the shooting problem in our schools, well, if you want to believe that lie, go ahead. But as for me, I know what I have to do. And if you want to help me, we could actually start making a real change and secure the future safety of our schools. The first thing we can do, we can start by limiting the time that our kids and our young ones spend in front of these screens. How about a lunch out with no phones allowed? Or a walk? Or a camping trip? The second thing we can do is we can monitor what they watch. They might be mad at you for not letting them watch that show or buy that game, but they will thank you one day for saving them from the destruction that violence brings to our souls. The third thing we can do is we can start petitions and enforce laws that really take into consideration the mental safety of our young ones by safeguarding what's allowed in their programs. The entertainment, the media, they need us. It's not the other way around. And it's time that we put our foot down and require to be fed what we want and need. The fourth and last thing that you can do today is you can share this video. Think about how many people will share a video about a school shooting that just happened, spreading nothing but negativity and making the shooter actually famous. But by spreading enough awareness, we can actually start making small changes today that can stop these numbers of school shootings from going up. This fight against violence is not one that a politician or a school or a metal detector can win. We will have to each fight in our homes by protecting our kids from the poison that turns them into the school shooters and actually move closer to having safer schools. That's all I have for you guys today. This issue is so serious and is affecting so many schools, hundreds of families all over the country. So please, let's join into this discussion and not act as if it's just random shootings happening, but realize that it's an actual ongoing issue that is going on in our society. And if we don't choose to address the depth of these issues, we're gonna keep pretending that it's just one random shooting after another where they all might be very well connected, and we might have a shot at actually fixing the problem if we target the very cause and the source of it. So if you have anything you want to add to this ongoing conversation, please go ahead and comment. Tell me what you thought, share the videos, and let's talk about this, and let's move closer to actually finding a solution so that we don't have to keep burying these young kids, because we're feeding and raising a generation that is just prone and conditioned to love and react through violence. Thank you for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.